across the UK are in crisis as the effects of online influencer Andrew Tate's vile misogyny infiltrates our classrooms and society.
Our kids are now going to be re-educated on Andrew Tate and his misogyny. We all know re-educated is another word for brainwashed. Meanwhile, we have this happening.
We're being taught that some boys are into boys and some girls are into girls and some boys and girls are into both. It's simply just educating us that there's so many ways to go in life than what would be generally considered normal.
Be reasonably assured that you are safe being out on your campus, then do it. Before coming out as non-binary, I would come out to my students every October on National Coming Out Day. I would use that as an opportunity for my students to learn how to receive somebody coming out to them in case that had never happened to them before. We used it as a way to talk to each other about empathy, about connection, about trust. It ended up being a wonderful experience that I had with my students every single year. So think about what you would have needed when you were in high school or middle school or whatever grade you're teaching. For some students, just the knowledge that a queer adult exists within their world is hugely impactful. For that reason, my classroom is one of the gayest places probably on the planet. Everything is completely covered in rainbows. I've got flags everywhere. I've got queer literature because I want every student that I have to know that being queer is something that I am proud of, something that is not a secret in my life. It's something that I care about and something that connects me to other people. I'll end by saying that for me, being visibly queer is a non-negotiable. I introduced myself this year with my pronouns immediately. It was one of the first things that students learned about me.
So I just came out to my students. I've been wanting to do this for the past 2 years. Sorry, I'm like so emotional. And I just haven't had the courage to do it out of fear of judgment, mostly from their parents. But I had these kids in 4th grade and now I have them in 6th and I'm sending them to middle school and I love these kids so much and I trust them and they make me feel safe. And
You've got to remember here, this is a fully grown adult woman saying a bunch of 11, 12-year-olds made her feel safe.
they had so many questions, which I loved. They wanted to learn and they wanted to learn about me and they were so eager and a few of them clapped, which was so precious.
For that reason, the month of June has unofficially been deemed Pride Month in the U.S.
However, this piece of history often isn't taught in schools like many other issues and events that are important to the LGBTQ community. Today, we explore the topic of LGBTQ curriculums in schools.
I want to share with you all today the fact that I am a transgender man.
This day in 2015 was a long time coming. Sam Long, a second-year teacher in Denver, Colorado, had to go on both a personal and professional journey before he could tell his story to 500 students.
It's all right if you don't really know how to feel about this or react to this right now. It's all right to feel shocked or confused. This is something that you all need to learn about.
Now, we're talking about 20 years ago, but back in my day, there was about 3 gay kids in our school. And you know what? No one ever bullied them. They were the most popular kids in the school. If anything, everyone was jealous of them because they hung around with all the fit girls in school. So they were untouchable. We don't need to educate our kids on any of this.
So my class decided to stand but not say the words. Totally fine. Except for the fact that my room does not have a flag. It used to be there. But I took it down during COVID because it made me uncomfortable.
Parents in the area say they are shocked by what the teacher says next.
In the meantime, I tell this kid, we do have a flag in the class that you can pledge your allegiance to. And he looks around, he goes, oh, that one?
I'm Sally Savage. Today I'm at Parsons Street Primary School. Hi! Hello everybody! So today I read 3 books. One was Princess Smarty Pants Breaks the Rules, another was 10,000 Dresses, and then I also read one of my old poetry books from my childhood called A Spot on My Bum.
So I'm Jamie Barry, head teacher at Parsons Street Primary School, and today, as part of the World Book Day celebrations, we've been hosting sessions from Drag Queen Storytime. The theme for World Book Day is Share a Story, so we wanted our children to have a range of stories shared with them in different ways throughout the day.
Every night Bailey dreams about dresses.
Important to remember, we are all different, aren't we? Yes. And it's good to like ourselves for
What makes us different to each other? Can you all put your thinking caps on? I want you to think, if you can, about one thing that you really like about yourself.
I think it's important that there's a role model for the kids who are different. In every class there's going to be a girl who's a tomboy, a boy who likes running around in a Princess Elsa dress, and it's about showing them that it's fine, they can be different, they don't have to conform to gender stereotype norms.
After seeing all this, I would much rather my kids learn about the message and the values that Andrew Tate pushes, as opposed to all this liberal matrix indoctrination crap.
If you want to chop your dick off, I have nothing against that. I'm not anti-gay. I'm not anti-transgender. I'm not anti any of these things. What I am anti is propagating your worldview on other people's children. If you're gay and you can't have kids, why do you now believe it's your right to go to other people's kids and tell them how to think? If you've decided that the type of sex you want to have will prevent you from procreating, that's your decision, right? You've decided that having sex with women isn't worth it for you. You don't want to have children. You want to have sex with men. Fine, your decision and you're entitled to it. That does not give you the entitlement to go to other people's families who did decide to have children and raise them and try and program their children. Leave the kids alone. You can be as transgender as you like. Don't come talk to my kid about it. That's my child. I will program my child with my worldviews. I raise them. I pay for them. They're my kid. They're not your kid.
I'm largely misunderstood. I don't blame women for a lot of the problems. Women are guilty of certain things, but I have a massive amount of blame to place on men because there's so many men who are genuinely incompetent.
A 4-time kickboxing world champion. For 12 years, I trained 5 hours a day, 6 days a week. And I was motivated to train probably about 25% of the time. The rest of the time I went because I am disciplined. You don't feel like going through that shit on a Wednesday morning when you wake up, but you have to do it because you're disciplined. You're either a disciplined individual or you are not a disciplined individual. There's a difference between want and want. And I say this all the time. People say to me, I want to be rich. And I say, okay, well, I want to be able to ice skate. But I don't want to be able to ice skate enough to go learn how to ice skate because I can't be bothered. I mean, surely if I could click my fingers and be a figure skater, I'd click my fingers. Who wouldn't? But I don't want to actually go train because I don't want it enough. And this is the exact point with money. Everyone wants money put on their lap. If you truly wanted money, you wouldn't be able to sleep until you fucking had it. And this is the point. Because when I had nothing, I couldn't be distracted. You couldn't distract me from what I wanted. That's who I am. If I want something, I'm going to get it. I do not need to be motivated. I'm a disciplined person. If I allocate X amount of time to work, I'm going to do it. But that is the bottom line answer. It's discipline. You're going to have to work when you don't feel like working.
If you want to see more anti-matrix, pro-masculinity, and the best man you can be, the best version of yourself financially, physically, mentally, then subscribe to this channel. We are going places. Get me to 10k subscribers. Let's go. I'm uploading non-stop. 2023, we're going to the top.